I was just on Facebook Live, but there was problems with it. So, if you want to go on to Shoshana Mizell, Mizell, and watch the little part of the live video I did, but then when it kind of failed, I just figured I'd do this on my phone and then upload it onto YouTube. So I basically was talking about the difficulties of my childhood, understanding the difficulties of um, my father, mother, and stepmother, and how they, I guess, basically they did the best they could with what they had. And I just thank God that my father saw what a horrible shape I was in when I was 8 years old and put me in therapy. And I think that, I know that saved my life. So then I was talking about when I started belly dancing. Actually, the first place I danced was at a place called a deli named Desire, and it was actually a deli. It was the most wonderful people, Helen and Kiki. They were a married couple, and they were great. I think they gave me like $20 for the performance and then a free meal. And then, if nobody showed up, they'd still give me a free meal, but, I didn't get paid for a performance. But, it was just beginning. I don't even, let me see. I don't even know if I was 20 yet. I think I was 19 or maybe just turned 20. Actually, no, I was 19. Because I remember I turned 20 December 16th, and then shortly after that I went with Serena Wilson, my teacher. We went to the Egyptian Garden. We'd go there, and just I met the owner, George, and so forth. And then shortly after that I went to audition, and that was I got hired by George for New Year's Eve 1979. And I was, oh my God, I was so thrilled. I was so happy when I found out. They called me. I was just like hopping up and down. I was so thrilled. But so eventually very shortly after that as well, I went to audition at Club Ibis, or back then it was El Sultan. And sorry, I know I'm moving around a lot. So the last point I was making was that I had a lot of emotional issues, that's for sure. And I was really dependent on feeling okay with myself because of what I look like. I was young, I was beautiful, I was very, very motivated. I loved this dance, Middle Eastern dance. I practiced all the time. Serena was great. Serena would allow me she gave me the keys to her studio. She would allow me to come into the studio whenever I wanted to practice, to choreograph. I mean, I ate, slept, everything was dance. And I felt like, now I think about it, I felt like I could have gone so far with this dance, but I didn't. I stopped myself out of fear. I sabotaged myself. I don't know what you want to call it, but when I was really at the height of my career, I was traveling around, and my classes were like, I had 30, 40 people, like not a workshop, just a regular dance class, packed. And a lot of that was also, I was able to, because I was taking class with Ibrahim Farah and Yusri Sharif and Elena. So I was bringing in their, what I was learning from their styles, and of course, incorporate it into my own style. But I was bringing all that stuff into Serena Studios, and it was different, And Serena had always supported me. You know, I was taught her beautiful style, American style belly dance with a little flavor of Greek and Turkish and Armenian in it. But as time went on, I saw that, you know, I fell in love with more of the Egyptian Lebanese style dancing, and that's what I brought into the studio. So it was a wonderful mix of, you know, different teachers teaching different styles, and everything was so new and fresh for me, and it was so wonderful to take those different styles I was learning and put them together with, um, you know, the flamenco classes I was taking, jazz, and believe it or not, tap. Even though there's not foot movements what I was doing, but the tap dancing really helped because with the tap dancing, I had to stay. My head had to stay on one level, and my feet had to work underneath my body without me bouncing up and down. And so that was really helpful for a lot of traveling steps where you want to just float at one level, and you don't want your head to hop up and down. So that was such a magical time. Um, I remember that we had a huge show at the Sheraton. It was Morocco's group, Ibrahim Farah's group, and Serena's group. And because Samara and I were roommates and we were very close friends, we were like, forget it. It was like I inhaled and she exhaled, or she inhaled and I exhaled. We were like inseparable. We were roommates, and she was in Ibrahim Farah's dance troupe, and I was in Serena's. So I felt like because of that, there seemed to be more of a friendlier feeling between Serena and Bobby. And I remember the night that we had that performance, Serena had everybody over at her studio, and she had a hafla. And I remember she got up and Bobby got up, Ibrahim Farah, Bobby got up, and they danced together. It was amazing. Oh my goodness. His masculinity and her femininity, it just like, it's like it was choreographed. It was so effortless. It was so incredible. And I think it was just like, I don't know if anybody videoed it, but that was an historic moment. That was really incredible. I'll never forget that. Yeah, so at that time, you know, I was definitely getting up there, and as far as being known, I remember Yusri and I used to hang out. We were really good friends. We used to, like, you know, after performances at whatever, we hang out. We go to different restaurants all over the city, and everywhere we went, somebody knew us. Oh my God, it's Shoshana. Oh my God, it's Yosri. It was so funny. It was like we were like little mini movie stars or celebrities. And then something happened. I guess I got so scared, and I remember, I guess the fear of success or the fear of failure. I don't know what it was, but you know, I also had a lot of panic attacks at that time, and anxiety, and the thought of like going on a plane or being in a different country would just scared the fuck out of me. It scared me so much. I was just like, felt like I wouldn't be grounded. I remember I did go to Panama to perform, and I had a lot of anxiety, but it was good too. But it was just so much. It was so much healing to be done, because I was, you know, had so much abuse for such a long period of time, and it was really playing havoc on my my nervous system. So I remember when I was little, what I wanted to do, my dream was to have a baby, to be a mommy, obviously have a baby, be a mommy, and be a dancer. That was my dream. And I noticed with myself, like I would achieve something really great and then walk away from it. Like even with my learning disability, I at one point just like decided to focus, and I got like 90s and like math. This is junior high school, like math and science and French. I mean, all this stuff I was doing amazing. And once I reached that level, I was like, that's it. I knew, I figured I could do it, and that was it. I don't know what that means exactly, but I wound up meeting my first husband, Mohammed, um, at um, at the Ibis. Well, it was El Sultan. Samiha and Mario had a club, El Sultan. Well, really Samiha. Um, and then they did a big renovation and they made it bigger. It was so beautiful. So it was the Club Ibis, and downstairs was Cafe Versailles, which was like a kind of Las Vegas type showgirl, um, and they had a lot of great dancing. And I don't know if they had actual live singers or was pre-recorded, but they also had comedians down there. I think Lainey Kazan was there. She was so funny, and she's a great singer too. And Phyllis Diller. It was like all different kinds of you know famous people at that time that were performing. This keeps on my battery. Okay. So anyway, Muhammad was this Egyptian drummer, and I instantly fell in sick and suffering love with him because he reminded me so much of my dad. Very charming, very enigmatic, and very fucking angry. So there, I was like, "That's it. I want to rescue this person." And also, here I am coming from a Jewish family, and I'm hooking up with an Egyptian Muslim, and I didn't think about it at that time, consciously, but in hindsight, I just wanted to piss everybody off. But also, Muhammad was very handsome and very exciting, very talented, um, and um, there was no rule that Samia had for good reason at Ibis that nobody, like the musicians, waiters, whatever, and the dancers could not date. It just made things very complicated, and it just wasn't a healthy thing. And I can't tell you how many people were dating there. It's always fun when it's like a secret romance, a forbidden romance. But anyway, I really felt committed to wanting to be with Muhammad, and so I quit. Um, Shortly after Muhammad and I got married, and then shortly after that, I had my first child. Um, Now, things happened before getting married that were not like little red flags. They were like a bomb right in my face. That should have told me this is going to be a disaster. It was an abusive marriage. I was hit. I was completely forbidden to have any of my old friends in my life, and basically had to stop dancing. The only time I was allowed to dance was if I was performing like in a private party and Muhammad was, singing or drumming. And again, that's something that I allowed myself to be in. It's a situation I take complete 100% responsibility for. And that was that move, to decide to leave Club Ibis that was basically, I have to stop because, okay, I'll continue after.